Politics may differ, but people everywhere are essentially the same. We take you now to the Kremlin, where the couple in residence face the same domestic problems as you and I.
Nikita, I'm exhausted. You got to help me.
You'll do like the rest.
It doesn't have to be a full-time maid. Just let me get a girl twice a week for the heavy stuff. Like washing down the steps.
You Russian women are getting soft. But I am not hard-hearted, so I bring you something for surprise.
What is it?
It's a white tornado.
Oh! I'm afraid.
Nina! Come back!
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we are privileged to bring you the First Lady of Russia at home in the Kremlin. And she has kindly consented to personally conduct you on this, the first Telstar television tour of the Kremlin. Good afternoon, Mrs. Khrushchev.
Hello there.
You're looking absolutely ravishing, Mrs. Khrushchev. I love brown burlap very much. I'm sure it will be the rage of all Central Europe. It really is magnificent. It's very gracious of you to invite me here.
You ain't just whistling Dixie.
Shall we begin?
Begin what?
The tour.
Why not? Well, to begin with, we are standing here in front of the glorious Plotsky door.
The Plotsky door? My heavens! I've always dreamed about the Plotsky door ever since I was a child. Finally here in this wonderful, strange country before the famous Plotsky door. Really, Mrs. Khrushchev, this is magnificent. Why is it called the Plotsky door?
Why not?
I see.
Now, behind this famous Plotsky door is the Red Room, full of rare treasures such as icons, rare bust of Rasputin, glorious furnishing.
Oh, I can't wait to see all the barbaric splendor that is held here in the Kremlin. For ages now, ever since the Dukes of Muscovy first founded the Kremlin, it has been the treasure hold, the cache of the entire Russian Empire. Now, Mrs. Khrushchev, could you please tell our audience what is behind the Plotsky door and behind the Red Room?
Behind that Red Room is the other Red Room.
Heavens, and what is that called, Mrs. Khrushchev?
The other Red Room.
And what is in the other Red Room? I'm really dying of expectation.
You're a very excitable fellow.
Oh, I am.
Behind that Red Room, in the other Red Room, are the Empress Catherine's jewels, which all your women viewers would be so thrilled.
Imagine that, people. The great Catherine and her jewels. The jewels, the splendor of a barbaric empire. I hear the diamonds there are absolutely fabulous.
They're barbaric diamonds.
And what is upstairs in the Red Hall?
In the upstairs Red Hall, which we call the Red Hall upstairs, we have the famous painting of Anastasia meeting her mysterious lover. What a beautiful story. You see, she was walking down the street and she met this fellow.
I know, a tale of romantic Russia, Lermontov, Pushkin. I can see history made before my eyes. Well, it sounds like a wonderful story, but we're running out of time and we're anxious to see it. So I wonder, could we go inside now?
No.
Mrs. Khrushchev, I have brought technicians here. There are cables all over the place. We have been working here day and night for a glimpse of this palace.
Well, that's very sad to hear.
Very sad to hear indeed. No, you must let me into the Red Room, Mrs. Khrushchev.
You're really pretty anxious to see the Red Room.
Mrs. Khrushchev, I'm dying to see it.
All right, go ahead. Nobody likes a smart aleck.
My name is Fernando Antonio de Maria y Sanchez.
My name is Fernando Antonio de Maria y Sanchez.
My name is Fernando Antonio da Maria y Sanchez.
Will the real Fernando Antonio Di Maria y Sanchez please stand up? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, to our press conference. The Premier is very happy to see you here. He regrets very much having kept you waiting, but he wants me to tell you that he was caught in a sticky roll-on.
Mr. Khrushchev, do you feel that all Cubans should wear beards?
Познамеше зенетка, знамаше кубер, нещи беше редкак.
Полчои новоти тедняти, голное воздание болчните.
No, only the men.
Mr. Khrushchev, is it true that you still have German soldiers from World War II working in slave labor camps in eastern Siberia?
Брузнамеше зеткак, маздане, германски штрадмет, гред зимат кадна. Узневе се Сибирия срежет.
Да.
The Premier says yes.
My daughter is a well-developed 16-year-old who wants to live in a commune. I think she wants to go and fool around. What do you think?
Брузнамеше зет, маздане как дремет. Познамеше зет, как дразнеше зет, бушне ветет.
Голное воли течи, большое докти пепки, белное волдое штагечи, гозночи волнуи пичи, голи пичи, волчи.
The Premier would very much like to talk to your daughter about this privately.
I'm from the Patrice Lumumba Friendship University. And I've noticed that all the Russian students seem to be going to school longer and learning more in the sciences, i.e. political and social. Of course, as well as going out and actually doing field research into the few remaining ethnic groups within your community. Do you feel that this intensive training is producing better students?
Дразнамеше как знае, познещазне ветмет. Как дразнамеше зиметет, познещаят, как маздемещет, работает, как маздемет, жидеш тремезета.
Большое нечего кончи, больше ети, толкубеку брести, ункваете месяц перки. Грозно будет дети, Грозно не будет дети, молзони, бум, стараюсь сердить, моя дети, грозно будет дети.
Yes.
Mr. Premier, are there going to be costumes for May Day? And if so, can we keep our costumes?
Лазния штоцки. Узнавеше мече не миснет, ама ще ждует каздареждет. Ложный штоцки.
Ложный штоцки?
Да, мазнамеше зинвает как. Брузнавеше.
Глазное воє дети молодые?
Брузнамеше зет как вет.
Волцифы те. Глазное воє.
The Premier...
Глазное плети, глазное, плоис волдони, солдати волтачи волчи. Волчи.
Would the gentleman please leave his name?
How do you feel about Red China?
Познамеше зене шиницки, что размеет, как-то размеет.
Грозное воти тети, води, метеор его тети волси, кенчи, води.
The Premier feels that it is perfectly all right if you have the right accessories and linen.
Will the Jewish man become Premier?
Трудно мишеженные, не визжите, не вишепкак.
Волте, вот эти грозноти волите, грозноти воли... Волефути! Близ.
The premier feels that after he dies, Nina can marry anyone she wants.
Mr. Khrushchev, what do you think of the bossa nova?
Поздно мишезенет, как бы баса нова. Что мишезе баса нова жиета?
Будете,
Баса нова.
А грози, полнети, волчети, грозно у него не.
The premier prefers belly locks.
Mr. Khrushchev, if you reach the moon first, would you consider it Russian property?
Поздно мишезенет, как нас не. Лужненет, как разно мишезет, кабаранет.
Грозный волне, подтидённи.
Finders keepers, losers weepers.
What do you think of the Peace Corps?
Как мы мешает, как мы разно вишезет.
Пульнетите, волсети, голдани, волсетити, гонети, пульнети его, грозноти, волетети.
The premier has just repeated, rather evasively, of course, a rather old Ukrainian proverb. When the fox invades the chicken coop, the eggs are always rotten.
Mr. Khrushchev, why do you bang your shoes on the table?
Что значит, не мешает, как разумеешь?
Посевоч, грозноти воли и стетью Кевин Готрети, грузную вуль. Уж, хетью голды, воросим, грузную грязь, уроди.
The premier feels that it is better than jumping up and down on the table. Even in the workers' paradise, life is not without its problems, and Mrs. Khrushchev can have them.
I tried to be a good wife to him. You think it's easy when your husband is a head of state, but everything happens to me. What? What is wrong?
Madam, too many soap suds are clogging your machine.
Nina, where is my hat and coat?
I threw them out.
You did what?
I threw them out.
Are you crazy? It's snowing.
Listen, he doesn't wear a hat and coat. You wouldn't wear a hat and coat.
He's a young fella. I'm an old man. I'll catch pneumonia.
Do you think it looks nice? He should be wearing a Brooks Brothers, and you're standing there with a dickie, a sweater, a lamb's book.
For your information, Kennedy is fooling you just like he's fooling the American public.
What do you mean?
Silly. He is wearing an overcoat. Only you can't see it. He keeps it under his hair.
Take you to the family Dasha on the dregs of the Black Sea.
Nicky, come in from the beach. You'll get a sunstroke. We have a visitor.
Dick.
Nick.
Nick.
Dick. Political trip?
No, just looking around.
Come into the kitchen. We'll talk. You look wonderful. Nice and brown.
Don't mention that name.
Listen, I got an idea. You're not doing too much nowadays. In America, they got the good guy and the bad guy. But over here, they only got me. So right away, I'm the heavy. I want to give you a job. You'll go on TV with me. Don't shave, wear bags under your eyes, so I'll come off a winner. How does that strike you?
Oh, I could never consider that.
Listen, look at it objectively. Did you have it so bad here? They treated you better in California? Look, You'll put in a couple of months as a sober citizen. And if you want a break, we'll send you to Venezuela and you'll get stoned.
That's very considerate of you, but I'm a self-made man. I started with nothing, and if that's how I have to end
A
up...
regular Horatio Alger.
Don't mention that name either.
Don't get angry with me, Bobby. I voted for you.
Listen, you heard the new knock-knock joke for World War III?
No.
World War III. Knock-knock.
Who's there?
The place, the office of Prime Minister David Ben-Gurion. He is placing a long-distance call. The time, after 6. The rates are cheaper.
Operator.
Operator, get me Premier Khrushchev.
You may dial that directly, sir, by dialing 555-1212,
Yeah.
6745-8364,
Yeah.
9082, 1072.
Yeah, I got that.
Hello?
Hello, Nikita.
That's
Nikita.
right, there.
David Ben-Gurion here. Let me know when it's 3 minutes.
I'll do
all
that.
right? Listen, Nikita, you remember my wife's cousin's brother-in-law, that good boy? He does very well by his family. He has this place in Florida. All right, a Fontainebleau it isn't, but he's put in a filtered pool. It cost him a fortune. Nikita, call up your friend with the beard. Tell him my nephew has put in our filtered pool, so he should go easy, please. Please, he's frightening away the tourist trade. He's ruining the season, so nobody has where to go for a vacation.
The 3 minutes are up.
I'm hanging, Nikita. Remember this, Nikita. An attack on Miami Beach will be considered a direct attack on Israel. With the spotlight on youth and vigor on the political scene today, certain world leaders are making a serious effort in that direction.
You can do it, Nicky. You can do it.
I can't. I can't.
Pull in your stomach. Come on. Up, over, stretch, and touch. Up, over, stretch, and touch. You're bending your knees.
Oy. What about my reward?
No reward. Pot cheese and pellic.
But you know I hate Pelik.
You'll eat pellic, and you'll like pellic.
Linya, I've been meaning to ask you, what is Pelik? Quick. Hello, operator.
Operator.
Operator, get me McCoy in Washington.
Speak up, please.
I can't. The room is bugged.
I'll get you the supervisor.
No, I'm an old man.
You may dial McCoy directly, sir, by merely dialing 201-333-725-6682-375-8940711.
Please, I'm an old man and I have a tired finger. Please, get it for me, darling.
Mikoyan speaking.
Mikoyan, thank heaven I got you before you got on the plane. Bring me back a box of almond joys.
Operator.
Operator, quick, get me Gagarin at the launching pad. Emergency.
You may dial that directly, sir, by dialing 555-1279.
Oh, shut up.
Hello, launching pad?
Yuri,
Da.
Nikki here. Thank heaven I got you before you got in the capsule. Bring me back a frozen Milky Way. And Yuri, what is a Pelik?
Well, I tell you, Pelik is a dish that is gone.
We now take you to Peking for the memorable parade given to celebrate the Festival of the Pelik.
How you like my troops, Mr. Khrushchev?
Let me look, Chou En-Lai. Good.
I take 2 from column A, 2 from column B.
William Morris Agency, good afternoon.
I want to speak with the boss.
Who is calling, please?
Nikita Sergeevich Khrushchev.
Who are you with?
I am with the Union of Soviet Socialist Republic.
I'll give you foreign acts.
Hi, sweetie. Haven't heard a thing, baby, but I want you to know you're on the top of my list. I'm working for you every minute, Dawn. Now just sit tight. I'll get back to you the minute I hear anything. Where can I reach and who is this?
This is Nikita Khrushchev.
Right, Nikita, baby. I recognize the name. You're a dance team, right? You want to sign with us, right, baby?
Not exactly. I called you because I want to throw a party for Nina, and I don't want it should lay there like all the others. I want to create a new image for the Kremlin. The happiness exchange.
Okay, baby. Now, what's your budget?
For my Nina, anything.
All right, baby. You're coming into focus. Now, just let me get my list. All righty, here we go. How about red buttons, red Foley, red skeleton, and steppin' red fetchin'. And for novelty, Nicky, red rin tin. That's a dog. For music, you can't go wrong with Red Nichols and his 5 kopecks. Playing Red Sails in the Sunset. Over and over and over and over and over. Well, Nicky, baby, what do you say?
No.
Well, then, listen. Now, as long as I've got you on the line, if you ever plan on doing something really big, like pressing the button, now, before you do anything, call me first. I'll package it. Get your full and complete coverage, anything you want. What do you say, Nicky, sweetie baby, huh?
No.
Come on, Nicky. Now, come on. You got to. At least give me a shot at it. See, I made a joke. A shot at it. How about that for a sense of humor and an agent?
You bum.
Come on, baby. Give me 15% of World War III. That's all I'm asking.
No. Goodbye. Eat some Pelek. You'll feel better.
By good chance, we have secretly managed to secure an unreleased interview recorded at the scene of the first Russian moon launch. Take it away, our correspondent there, Walter Pelek.
We are very privileged to have with us at our microphone a woman very much involved in the history-making event that is going to take place here at Red Square this afternoon. She is Mrs. Igor Mishkin, wife of the heroic cosmonaut who will be the first human being rocketed to the moon. Mrs. Mishkin, how are you?
How are you?
Well, you must be very proud of your husband because, after all, he is a national hero.
It's a living.
Well, I know that, Mrs. Mishkin, but I mean, to the entire nation, he is really a great hero
the nation
now.
doesn't have to live with him.
Well, I
Dirty.
realize that, but we shan't discuss that now. Why don't you tell us about when he first told you about his launching to the moon?
He didn't tell me. You think that thing would discuss it with me? I'm only his wife. I'm just a woman. The woman sits at home. The man goes gallivanting around in space.
Oh, now, Mrs. Mishkin gallivanting around in space.
Don't touch me.
No.
Look at him up there. Look at him. You think he wants to come out of that nose cone and face me? No good thing. If he came out, I'd tell him, Igor, you lousy, no good fuck.
Mrs. Mishkin, please, we're on the air. Mrs. Mishkin, the wives of the USSR
He's
are
chicken, that's what he is.
Now, Mrs. Mishkin, I wanted to tell you, I'm sure you will not consider it gallivanting when your husband plants the first Russian flag on
You're
the
kidding.
surface of the moon. No, I'm not
Igor,
kidding.
He's gonna plant a flag? He can't even hang a picture.
Do you realize, Mrs. Mishkin, that Igor may even find life on the moon?
I hope so. That's what he has in mind, that thing. I saw what he did. He packed his tuxedo, you know that? Sinatra records. Martini shaker. Olives. Olives you had to take to the moon. That's smarty. Paisley shorts. You didn't think I see you snuck them in, huh?
Mrs. Mishkin, you don't seem to realize the great significance of Igor's trip.
You don't seem to realize the significance of Igor's trip. He wants to get out of the house. That's the significance of his trip. You should have heard him in the kitchen. Cursing.
A sense
8,
of humor
9,
this woman
11.
has.
Can't
In all
you see?
sorts of fear, she manages to keep up this
Let me tell you.
heroic calm.
I'm glad the monkey's up there. He'll have friends.
What
companions.
heroic calm?
Get your hand away from my mouth.
Well, Mrs. Mishkin, I see our time is about up. It was a great pleasure talking with you. Before your husband takes off for outer space, have you any words you'd like to relate to him? Something perhaps that will speed him on his return.
Yeah, I got something to say, if he returns. Tell him to wipe his feet. I don't want him tracking moon all over my carpet.
Well, blast off, Igor Mishkin.
Blast off, Igor.
Things are happening in Russia now, and not the least is style. We take you now to an exclusive interview with Mr. Boris, Mrs. Khrushchev's personal hairdresser.
Attention, please. This was a golden opportunity for me. Mrs. Khrushchev presented a great challenge to the art of hairdressing. And I feel that in some way I have succeeded. Of course, the nights are very long in Siberia. And
Nina, my God, what is it?
It's a Czechy hairdo.
Nina, are you crazy? A Jackie hairdo? What will the people say?
Who will hear them? I'll be water skiing.
Khrushchev calling Kennedy. Hello? No, Teddy, let me speak to your brother. Hello? No, Bobby, I want the boss. Hello, who's this? No, Ethel, this is a very important foreign international matter. Who? Sergeant Shriver. Listen, it's too much of a hassle. Forget it. I was only going to make a peace offer.
Now, the next time you go to Washington, I'm going with you, and I will take care of the social obligations, and I will settle the Berlin peace treaty.
Nina, please. I'd rather do it myself.
Mrs. Khrushchev is well aware of the importance attached to being the Premier's wife. Under the public glare, she appears always at her best. To the countless questions of, how does she do it? Mrs. Khrushchev tells us how she does it.
Well, I'll tell you. In order to stimulate Russian fashions, a competition is held each year among all the trade unions as to who will design my wardrobe. This year, the sheet metal union won. Not bad, huh? May I model it for you?